what's up, guys? Hey, Spotty18. Welcome back to another episode of Big Chillin. Back with Season 2, Episode 2. Now, please don't judge us by the durations of, like, it took us a while to do a podcast. So, it's your boy, Spotty18, and with the host, Cascarab9.
I'm not fucking hungry.
I'm gonna beat your
Okay. What's up, guys? What's up? And with us tonight, we have the rest of the HCM team. We haven't done a podcast like this in a long time where we've had almost everybody here. We also have had some new people join the fold, and they're here with us tonight. We're going to be talking to you guys about some very important aspects of what's going on behind the scenes at HCM. A lot of things that we've been up to, and we'll also be introducing our newest additions to the crew. So yeah, it's going to be a good episode tonight, and hopefully this will cover a lot of things. We've been inactive for, at least on the YouTube channel side of things, for like, I guess a little bit of time. Nothing like too crazy, but hopefully tonight will clear up some things. Yeah, so I guess for tonight we'll start off with where we have all been, and I guess I'll go first, and then we can have Nate, then it'll go Eve, Goopy, and then Derp and Zero. So that's, I guess, how we can do it. And actually, I guess we'll do some introductions. So the newest people to the team that we have now with us are Derp and Goopy Chungus Fungus. So, you know, Goopy's from Stone Visor. He's been working on some Machinima over there, as well as some animated shorts with some of his friends. And then Derp here was a former moderator over at Polycore Media, and has also been helping out like a lot in the Odyssey body acting sessions, voices a couple of the characters too. And so, yeah, I mean, it's cool to have you guys with us here officially tonight. So, woo! But yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and introduce the current newest. What?
Oh, I already kind of. Well, I mean, okay. Well, if they want to say something, go for it.
Yeah. God damn it.
Well, these things aren't exactly scripted, you know.
We need to make a script. God damn it.
Okay, but anyways, you go ahead.
Actually, no. Let's not do a script. We're not Logan Paul here.
That's true.
So, Derp, how did you become a part of the team?
Well, I joined of May of 2022, and I was inactive for almost a whole last year because I didn't really socialize with anybody in the server. And then there was a body acting session, and I was playing Callisto Protocol, and I was like, all right, time to quit being a frigid bitch. And I just decided to join, and then everything kind of took off. I think after the body acting sessions, late night chill talks with cast and everything kind of got me more and more in tune with how the server is and the people. And honestly, I missed out for that year. I did. If I had kind of bucked the fuck up and moved in earlier, maybe, who knows? But I'm here now, so.
Oh yeah, that's all that matters. That's cool. Yeah, those talks were fun, and you know, it was cool to have you join us that first night, and then also just like, you know, yeah, I mean, getting, as you were saying, like getting to pretty much get a feel for the server and just the kind of vibe that we got going on here, and like the people that we all like do body acting with and stuff. Like, we do have a pretty good group, a very good group, a lot of chill people here.
I'd say so too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So. And yeah, so all right, and then Goopy.
Oh, funny story that actually. So I was pretty much looking at the Machinima community. I stumbled upon HCM, and I was asking a couple people about it. And they said it was a pretty cool place. And I joined. I didn't really like talking too much here because I'm still very new to the community. Funny enough, my first interaction with you guys was during a big chilling where I repeatedly asked, "Can someone hit the gritty for me?"
Yeah, that was during the dev stream. That was during the end of the year dev stream. That was just Nate and I at the time.
That's pretty much how I joined. I'm genuinely loving it here. I hope to do more.
Hell yeah, dude. So, yeah, those are like the two newest members of the team, guys. And we do have one more member. He's been away for a while. He's He's just got a very busy job, but during the times that he has been able to be around and to provide criticism and help within very important decisions we make behind the scenes, he always does appear when he needs to, caution. Really, really cool guy. We're happy to have him on board, and he's had quite a little hiatus right now, but if he's watching this episode, just hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, so we've got quite the crew now, and things have been really busy behind the scenes, but also we've been very busy in real life. So I guess maybe I'll just go ahead, talk about where I've been, and we'll just go through the list. So just in terms of where I've been in terms of the HCM space, it's just been, I would say I haven't really gone anywhere too far. I haven't really taken any major breaks or like any hiatuses from the group. Mainly have just been here day in and day out with Nate, and either we're just chilling or sometimes we're working on projects. Like with Odyssey, we've been doing just so much work and planning on the CGI and some of the special effects, because we've gotten maybe like half the film made now, and it's been just a massive undertaking for the entire group, but it's one that we all, I would assume we all take with a very good sense of pride and motivation to seeing to its completion. Talking about even the history, like behind Odyssey Part 2, I'll get to that, but yeah, just in terms of where I've been, it's just been like working hard here, making sure things stay afloat, keeping Odyssey Part 2 rolling any way possible. And then, of course, I do work, and there's a lot of social obligations and stuff I have outside of HCM that I do have to attend to. Work's been kind of crazy too, especially now that we're getting into that busy time of year again with the holidays and everything. It's the pace has started to pick up, but not a bad thing. I'm always a man for wanting to take challenges head on. So regardless of what gets thrown my way, I'll still be able to function and do my job here to make sure things go in the proper direction. So pretty much that's what's been going on in in my neck of the woods. So yeah, I guess since you're here like just as often as I am, what have you been up to? Like where have you been? What are some things that you've been doing?
Some of the things I've been doing was like some Blender testing and all this stuff, but I got a little, just a teeny announcement that I want to make is I'm trying to work on Outbreak.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about this one for a while.
So yeah, Outbreak, I've decided to make Outbreak as my first priority because Outbreak, it's going to be a film format. And yes, I did make Left Behind, but Left Behind is, still in development of the story. And yes, I'm developing a story for Left Behind, but it's not finished. It's still being written. Outbreak is another project that already has its story made, so Outbreak would be the easy project to do. And while trying to do Outbreak, me and Kaz will be trying to do each other's projects in the same week, but his will be taking place on Tuesday, while mine takes place on Thursdays.
Oh yeah,
right around the same time.
Yeah, I guess to add to that, it's mainly, it came down to a really big decision, and we've had to make big moves before, especially when it came to Odyssey. But going forward with, I would say other people's projects, because Odyssey, of course, is still like kind of the flagship Machinima as of now, but we also do have other creatives here that have ideas that they want to share and create. And we also, I think if we add like a little bit of Outbreak body acting sessions, like it should be able to mix things up a little, make sure people don't get too tired out over the same projects. And from what I understand about your project, Nate, is that there aren't too many large scale scenes, like how Odyssey is very large scale. So, it should even move by very smooth. And the good part is now where we are in the Odyssey production, like we've entered this point where a lot of the large, really, really large scale stuff has been done. And now we're just moving into some smaller sessions before we wind up in like one more large session, and then it's just all small sessions, and then like we're done with part 2. So yeah, Outbreak,
it won't have that many large sessions, and I believe, judging from expectations and reading the script, the large sessions shouldn't take as long, except for maybe the third act, part 1 and 2, and then the final act. And yes, the third act has a part 1 and 2. I'm not gonna spoil it, and yeah, this project shouldn't take 5 months to be on the same map of Breakpoint.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll get to that when we talk about the body acting.
But yeah, my expectation for Outbreak, it's a small cast at first, and then once it gets to the medium section, it starts to grow just a little bit, and then the final act, it will tune down to a small.
Okay.
So I have plans for Outbreak to being a well-made zombie machinima, and I know a lot of people are not really into zombie machinimas, but Outbreak, I plan on putting a twist into it, and I have mentioned this on my channel before. It is inspired by Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, where the zombie grew intelligence, and like they're not your typical zombies of an undead, like just brains and all that shit.
Yeah, to chime in a little too, I mean, when it's like when either people make the assumption that zombie machinimas or any kind of machinima theme isn't big, it's really, and like we'll move on to hearing what the rest of the team and what everybody's been up to very soon, because we want to make sure we all get our voices in. But I mean, to leave off on that, if people are saying that zombie machinimas aren't that big, or have doubts towards the project, it's very important, and I mean, not even just speaking with the rest of the group here, but speaking with our audience, it's super, super important to know, don't let other people affect the way that you see your project. And if they say, oh, well, this theme won't work, or, this idea has been too overdone. I mean, like, the way that I can describe it is a lot of people were providing that very same criticism to Odyssey back in the day when I was just trying to get the project off the ground when I was like 19 years old. And the truth is like, I was always, no matter what director I was talking to about the project, this won't really get far. It's a Spartan versus Elite machinima. There's been too many Spartan versus Elite machinimas. This will never work. Here we are now in 2023, but Odyssey Part 1 released at the end of 2021. And I mean, of course, there have been plenty of machinimas that have grown past the view count of Part 1, but the view count of Odyssey Part 1 is nothing to scoff at either, considering like what era in machinima we're in, what things are being made. And so, I mean, if people are giving doubts towards your project about it being a zombie machinima, don't let that affect it. Or for anybody out there, don't let other people affect the way that you see your project, because still, art is art. The way that you see and write something is always going to be different from the way somebody else will see and write something. And everybody always has their own unique perspective to add to a story.
Unless it's a YouTube short.
Yeah, unless it's a YouTube short. But don't ever get discouraged. So with that out of the way, let's hear from some of the rest of our crew. So
Crazy Eve, what have you been doing?
Yeah, where have you been?
I'll be honest, I've been eating this whole damn time.
Well, what have you been doing for the past
2 weeks? Several weeks?
Yeah, like month or whatever.
Like, few months.
I was a kid just yesterday. Alright. Sorry. Besides that, the most recent thing that happened to me is that I got to like hang out with my boyfriend, and I got to do lovely things. I see a place that isn't dirt, literally, like dust. I don't know what else to say besides that. It was beautiful.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that was cool. I mean, you were telling us about it when you got back. I mean,
no, honestly, I personally, my opinion, it was worth visiting, because I didn't think I'd ever be comfortable, but it was like, it felt really nice. It felt like really, really like home, even though technically here where I live is home, but the atmosphere was very warming, as like a young kid feeling the forest. Very, very nice. Good
nice.
For old people. Yeah, I say that nicely because it really is really nice for old people over there. I guess as well. I've just been working on what's it called, like art, cool things. I've said this before. I'm trying to just get used to it, get better. Personally, it's nothing too crazy besides me working, me wanting to do stuff with you guys, but also being distracted by several things, literally. It's nice to be here. Nice to kind of talk in this lovely place called Big Chillin.
Big chillin'.
Big chilling.
We're not even done with the podcast. How dare you say that? Okay.
Honestly, it's really nice to meet Goopy, Mr. Derpy. Got to meet. I forgot how to say his name. I'm gonna call him Chaos.
Big chilling.
He's chaotic, honestly. That person.
Caution.
Yes. One moment he's like, oh yes, very nice Canadian man. 3 seconds later he's roasting me like a Swiss. I'm gonna get to it.
Well, he's Canadian, so what'd you expect?
Canadian is Canadian. That he's rude as hell for a Canadian. No, he's not. He's nice. It's very nice to meet the new people here, especially Goopy. Not really.
Damn.
I was like, ow, my elbow. I'm just happy to be here, and also happy to, I guess, talk a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's been cool. I mean, speaking about, I guess, some of the things that we did recently was the game night. That one clip that Nate edited of you killing me. that part was fucking amazing.
Yes, even though I didn't attend the event, and my only excuse at that time, my PC, like I had to get some new parts for the PC. It wasn't working at the time, and once I did, Cass sent me the whole thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this shit a banger.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, that's the thing I usually do. It's like I don't kill anyone if I know I'm like invincible in the game. I just give them a second to evaluate what's going to happen to them.
Yeah, but when Cash shot you and you just stared at him, I knew immediately, like, oh yeah, I know I got a meme for this.
Oh yeah, no, that was brilliant.
No, yeah, that was really good. I'm not gonna get into it, but I'd like to do that stuff again, only to be absolutely destroyed by you guys.
Oh, so talking about game night, Cass, where is the other game night that I sent you all the way back in July?
Yeah, I know. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a double feature. So when this episode is out and when people are listening to this episode of Big Chillin', the game night will also be posted roughly around the same time frame.
Okay, so guys, so go ahead, click out the video, go check out the game night, because I put some editing in that shit I'm playing.
Yeah. So what I mean, like after this, definitely recommend you guys to check out our game night that we did a while back. I mean, it's kind of crazy. This summer has been such a busy one that we haven't really had time to do like a full game night season. And like here we are already in like nearly October, and we've only done like maybe one game night. So we should probably plan to do another game night sometime soon, even though we kind of stopped them in August. Like that's what the original idea was. It's been a really funky summer, so maybe we should do at least one or two more before we close off season 2.
I mean, maybe we could do some game nights on holidays. You know, a spooky game night, a Christmas game night, a Thanksgiving game night, maybe even New Year's game night. New Year, new me. Haven't seen last year. Fucking Derp, cock the shotgun for me. There you go. Anyone who fucking says, anyone who says fucking, I haven't used this last year, deserves to fucking get up 12 gauge in a barrel like fucking Kurt Cobain. Anyways,
but yeah, so I guess we'll move on to Goopy. Goopy, what's been good? G, where have you been? You know, what kind of things have you been working on? Anything that you want to share with us and with everybody listening tonight?
I've just been working on episode 3 for my project, Codename Nemesis. Have been working on a little side project with a couple other creators, Slimed Artist, Moonlight Ninja, to name a few at the moment. I'll be coming out. The title of it is just Crap Mountain. So what's happening with that actually is he actually made a character called Hernando, which I'm actually pretty much in love with, but so So what's going to happen is each person creates a character, and we just kind of get together and we write for that character. So we kind of go on a back and forth ad lib, and so far it's pretty funny. Other than that, you know, life takes a good amount of time. I've been brutally addicted to Starfield. I'm talking brutally addicted. I think a lot of us can get behind that. With that
I feel
kind of.
that.
Yeah, I bought Starfield full price.
Oh no. That's where I've been.
Hey, you're gay for buying it full price.
It was
Instead of
fucking
playing on
day
Game Pass.
one. Hey, I got it on
You're gay.
PC. Mod potentials, motherfucker. Can you mod on your console? Skyrim.
Not yet, but we will be.
Soon, the coming age, we will mod.
One day.
I will
rise against the PCs.
I will mod female elites before you can ever get it.
I'm willing to wait, unlike you. I'm a patient man.
you sure about that?
No, you're not.
Oh, damn.
You sure about that?
I waited for the Argonians, I can wait for the elites.
You clearly waited for your entrance to join the podcast.
Exactly.
Alright, so Goopy, what
You know
else?
what they say, come in late, hold everyone back, and make yourself a problem. And I'm a problem.
You've always been a problem.
God.
Your mom's a problem.
Who else?
You know who else?
You know who else says Demetrio?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm ready to get back in action. I'm hoping to work on probably some shorts or some small stuff for HCM as a whole, because I've essentially been experimenting and learning editing better. I've learned how to do filters, color correction. I'm starting to learn that as well as sound editing. So I'm hoping to start producing some content for HCM at some point.
Awesome.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take the next person up to the pedestal. Derp, how are you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm just dandy, baby.
So what have you been doing ever since you joined the team?
Well, I mean, I only joined the team like a week ago. But
Like a week ago.
about a week ago. Anyways,
I mean, even though you joined the team very recently, you had a lot of moments.
Oh, well, you know, it was really funny because talking about it, it's like Derp saying, I've only joined the team like a month ago, and then it just plays that whole, like a week ago, sorry, and then it just plays that freaking, that meme of like, you know, the history of the Bible with the song You Didn't Need to Cut Me Off, like in the background. The entire lore of Derp joining HCM.
No, it's
Like,
life has been pretty slow lately. Like, I work a contracting tiling job, and then I'm getting a second job here soon because contracting is, if you don't know, it can be very sparse. Like, sometimes it'll be super, super busy, and other times, you know, I'll be stranded, like, in a desert with nothing, you know? So it's more just, it's gonna get a little hectic for me. I might not be able to be as around as much, but you know, I'm a workhorse. So I'll definitely help out wherever I can. And then I'm also getting a bike, hopefully soon. Honda CBR 600RR, you know.
Very nice, very nice.
a man with taste.
Yeah. But no, I do like this team's good team. It's a very good team. It's you know, as Nate mentioned, or Cass, I can't remember who it was already. Mentioned I was a mod in Polycore, and that, you know, that went well
me.
until it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a resume. You had experience in that field, even though Polycore Media, that whole incident shit. But you were a moderator, so it's not like, oh, here's moderation, figure that out. Like you already have the experience of how to be a moderator, how to, you know, moderate the server and all that shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to add on, but I'm just trying to say some shit.
Yeah, just he's had prior experience with moderating a large server.
And it helps that, you know, I've got a brain that has matured past the age of 3. Which,
Until-
you know, most people haven't.
Until you start cocking your weapons in the mic.
Oh, and then I just go caveman, yeah.
Motherfucker.
If you really lived until you've taken a picture while holding an AR-15 with nothing but boxers and a plate carrier on, yeah.
That's some Texas shit.
Oh my fucking god.
And then you just gotta hold over here and go, just like a Tuscan Raider, you know?
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw Derp off the pedestal and put Zero up. So Zero, what the fuck have you been doing other than being hungry every episode of Big Chillin'?
Well, what's a way I can put this? You know the movie 200 or 300?
Yeah, 300.
You know the movie?
Yes,
the guy
200. Famous movie known for
I guess
being
200. You know, talking about 200. My favorite movie, talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know that scene where the dude's kicking, where that dude kicks him off into the hole, right?
Leonidas.
Oh, there's a Sparta?
Yeah.
That's me to California right now. I just want to kick it in the hole where it belongs.
Oof.
Let's just say trying to live is the greatest
challenge?
game of all time.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
So, I've just been living. I've been trying. It's been complicated, I guess.
You Big Chillin'.
He's been big chillin'.
I'm big chillin' until the chill decides to go out the goddamn window.
Yeah, when another one of those fires comes rolling down the desert hill.
Yeah, either that or my job decides to go, hey, we don't need you today. It's like, but you guys only schedule me like 2 days a week.
Oof.
Yeah, ask for more hours. I mean, dude, talk about like getting.
Okay, I'm about to go on a tangent. The only reason why they're not giving more hours is because I'm slow. They're like, oh, well, if you improved better, you might get more hours. I'm like, but I'm not getting it. I'm like, what?
You're not giving me enough to improve on.
So you're cutting my hours. But the only way I can get better is by doing more.
Well, I mean, usually in that kind of setting, because I mean, it's kind of interesting because I guess maybe there's some life advice from Big Chillin', but it's like usually in situations like that, like as soon as you mentioned, oh well, maybe Carter would give you more hours. I mean, they're being full of shit. Because
That's a quote
it's
from
like,
Cast.
Yeah, because I mean they're usually being full of shit. Because if they're not just because the thing is I don't know, it's like one of my first jobs, it was kind of something very similar. Like I used to work retail like years ago.
Oh, I used to work retail. I do patty flipping now. But,
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
And like I was almost doing the same. Like I think I was like 19, going on 20 years old, worked this retail job, and I remember I was only like sometimes doing like 2 days a week, and then like 3 days if I was lucky, and then sometimes it'd be like 1 day, and then sometimes it'd be like no day at all. And like of course if it's a corporate setting, there's not really anything too much that managers can do because they're listening to their overlord that's working in some fancy building in some city far away that doesn't give a shit. So usually kind of like the best situation to do is to like use that job as just like a way to keep yourself afloat, put that money aside, or just get things that are important to you, like maybe some ramen noodles or something for the week, I don't know. And then like with like that, find like another job that will offer you more hours like from the get-go, and then once you secure that, then quit the other job. That's kind of pretty much what I did all those years ago. Is I kept that job, but then there were some things going on within the store where they were going to change like employees' positions. They were getting some new management going on, and so like pretty much like I was in search of another job, and then just found another job, and like that's it. Didn't look back at that other place, and just quietly left. So
it's funny you mentioned that because I currently still am looking for a place. That place I hit up, by the way, has not contacted me yet, so the search continues. But
No,
it's funny enough, as we speak, I'm looking like right now on applications.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
I mean, as long as
I'm multitasking.
yeah, persistency is key. So good on you, man.
Yeah, also talking about
plus
jobs. Zero, you finish up?
I was gonna say, plus I've gotten so used to multitasking at this point because I used to do that a lot where I used to work at retail. they had, since I was good at both meat, deli, and packing. What's it called? Stuffing the shelves. They had me jumping between all three of those positions. So if someone called off at meat, they'd call me to meat. If someone called off at deli, they'd call me to deli. Or if I'd be stuck on shelves stocking it, till like the end of my shift. So I was an all-around person over there.
So yeah,
I'm super used to multitasking. Also, yes, I just did that to cut you off, Nate.
You
Screw
fucking bitch. So yeah, talking about jobs, I'm already ready looking for a second job because I'm working in a restaurant, and I'm working in a fucking dish pit, and it's fucking exhausting. Fucking Saturday this week, I was working the whole fucking day, 14 hours, morning to closing, with only a 1 hour break, and my right foot was so pruned. Every step felt like I was walking on shattered glass. And then I had to go back for the next day. And then all of us, like, I don't know why. Like, I feel like I'm the only person working my fucking ass off. I'm putting in the fucking work just to get out of work. And then all of a sudden, they're over here calling me or calling my girlfriend to get me to come back. For example, today. They're trying to get me to come back because someone couldn't make it. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking go. And my girlfriend says, well, you got to give me a reason. I'm like, fuck it. I don't got transport. I can't go. I don't got transport. There's a fucking car coming by. Fuck you, bitch. And I'm getting sick of fucking working either morning or closing at night. So now I'm trying to find another job that has a set schedule. So like working 40 hours a week, I work averagely, like place I work at, I work averagely like 25 hours a week. It's not a lot, but as a first job, it is, because you're getting that good cash per week. Like I get $15 an hour, so that's pretty good. And I'm ready to find another job that doesn't fucking put me on a schedule. I have to come in on this day and then clock out, and then all of a sudden they're over trying to call me to come in because anyone they fucking hired can't come in. So now I'm just ready to find another job. I have one, they just have to update the website so I can apply to fucking make a transfer, because I'm done with this fucking come in at this time and then you'll be different for this next day and the next day and 2 days and then you come in. Fuck that. And they got me working at like extra shit. I'm like, I'm just here to do this, and you're having me doing everything else while everyone's doing their own fucking job that is not doing the other shit. Like, if there was nobody running the dish pit, then the whole fucking store crashes. Because nobody's gonna take out the trash. Nobody's gonna clean up the place. No one's gonna do the fucking dishes. No one's gonna do the fucking organizing shit. Like, fucking hell.
Can I input real quick?
Hang on, I'm about to stop for... I'm about to end it. And I'm just ready to go to the next job to, like, go up in life. Like, the next one I'm planning to go work at is a warehouse. And I did...
Costco?
And I... No, not Costco. Fuck that.
Costco has good benefits, good money, good people. Maybe not like customer-wise.
The warehouse I'm looking at actually has some benefits that I'm actually looking for, such as dental care. I have been
Amazon looking ass.
It's not Amazon either. It's an AC warehouse. And I'm not gonna tell.
Good luck, yo. Good luck with that.
I ain't gonna tell you where. But they actually got benefits I'm actually looking for, such as dental care. I've been needing dental care ever since, and they offer that shit. The job I work at doesn't. So fuck this. I'm going to where they actually got the shit I need, and they offer more money. So fuck it.
Dental, did you eat a knuckle sandwich, bro?
No, my shit's fucked up and I need it fixed.
I'm feeling violent today. Okay. I didn't get called back from those guys, so I'm a little violent today.
I probably took the majority of this part, but we're gonna go ahead and move on.
Yeah, Eve, what were you gonna say?
Your mom.
She's a nice lady. Moving on. I was just gonna input with like work because I used to work as in a what's it called? a casino. I worked at like the Buster Casino, like the big buffets type of stuff.
Oh, you were bussing tables, collecting plates and all that, cleaning the tables? It's fucking exhausting, even for restaurants.
No, yeah. And it was, this casino was huge.
I mean, for people who are designated bussers, it's probably different. But people who's working the dish pit and get tell to fucking do bussing, which one time, the fucking back was piled up, and I was told to go bust some tables. I'm like, I got, like, what?
That's not even your job title, that's the thing. So you shouldn't have been doing it.
Well, apparently we fucking got to, but you could continue.
No, basically, when I heard you, like, you were really upset, I was like, dude, I've had, like, really old folk. And I say that because they are. Like, all of them were really old waitresses, and they just didn't do anything. Right? Like, they'd serve people, but they would have such a horrible attitude about it.
It's always the ladies that are fucking assholes. And I'm not being that to be an asshole. I'm being that from experience. Honestly, the waiters, the dudes are not. They understand why you're mad at them. But the ladies, they're like, oh, don't be fucking mad at me. I'm just doing my job. Bitch, fuck you.
But like, I had to bust only one part, but apparently people, not like necessarily quit, but they didn't want to go to work. So I had to bust like, basically there's like 3 sections. There's the right and the left and there's the middle. I only ever do the right or either only do the left. I never really do the middle. Right, because middle is middle. You know, it's not something that I usually do, is to ask me both sides. And not only did they not pay me for those 2 people that were missing, but they like said, oh, since you didn't bust my table, and I bust every table. Like I was hauling all these like plates off the table. I even got the dishes and like organized them real quick, like really quick. I was really good at my job. I don't mean that like, yeah, I'm really good at my job.
Manager, check the cameras. I hear bullshit.
And the funny thing is, I remember one of the people didn't even pay me at all, and I told my boss about it. He's like, what could you do? Like, what could you do? What do you mean? Like, they're supposed to pay me, like, tip-wise. Like, they're supposed to give me, like, what they've earned. Maybe not a lot, but they just give me $5 when I would deserve, like, maybe, dependent on how they make. Usually they make about, like, 100 to, like, 200. Maybe, like, 25 or even, like, 35, right?
Yeah,
they just give me a 5.
I might work in a casino next.
It's funny because I think at one point they just stopped like you know how like you have like cups that like mix like coffee, orange juice. They didn't even change the damn cups at one point. And I watched them use the coffee, the orange juice, like everything you can think of, the mixes stuff, even like how I say like alcohol at one point. I just witnessed them mix the same cups with the same thing, like chocolate milk, and then people would complain. And I was like, this job, like this company, whatever this thing is not gonna last. It's been lasting for a while, but I'm gonna complain. And
it's often not the company, it's always the fucking employees.
No, yeah. I say company as in like, I told like the people like, hey, these people are really disgusting, they don't clean crap. They even left me like, hey, you need to clock out at this time. I was like, actually, no. To be honest, I'm gonna get overtime. I'm not gonna clock out. Because you're making me stay clean up the whole buffet, basically. The whole thing. And I was pissed. But all in all, I want to say that like I would do it again, but I would not do it with the same people, like waitresses and all. They were jerks, they were inconsiderate, and I wish there was a way I could complain more, but they no longer exist no more. Not the casino, but the part of that casino does not exist no more.
Tear down?
No, it's like they just closed it off. Like they quite literally got a health complaint and it was closed off completely.
Damn.
Like,
alright, so
yeah, I guess.
Are we all done ranting about our lives, having jobs?
Ranting about work.
Ranting about life.
This ass.
I mean, hey, it's it's called work for a reason, so that's what it is. I love my job, so. But
I mean, I love tiling, but I mean, if I could find something to rant about it would be about how many people are at my
it takes a while for a person to find a job they actually like.
That's true, it really does.
For me, I don't like my job. And Eve, she has experience, she doesn't like her job.
Well,
I've also got 10 years on you, Nate. I had time to be around.
Okay, Dad.
If you're gonna treat me like that, I'm gonna tell you to adjust your posture.
God damn it. So I guess we'll move on to Odyssey progress. So this will be fun. So Oh, I don't fucking know. But
Okay.
We've got
yeah, so for who farted?
What? We didn't hear a fart.
Sorry, bro. Some of those chinchillas are kicking in.
Yeah.
Damn it, Zero!
Oh
I can
my
smell
God.
that shit through the headphones.
So yeah, I mean, talking about Odyssey progress, just because I mean, just want to make sure that our audience stays up to date and knows for a fact that we are working on it. Is so far when it comes to the Odyssey progress, we've been doing a lot, and I mean a lot of body acting, and it's been quite the journey so far. But I mean,
Playing Breakpoint.
yeah, playing Breakpoint over and over. That's literally been body acting purgatory. There was a very similar case back in Odyssey Part 1 with the original footage from the 2016 cut where we were on Boardwalk for an unnecessary amount of time. And so essentially, for Part 2, Breakpoint has become that new Boardwalk for us. And I mean, well, it's good to know that we've officially like moved past it. Like the whole fight's done. A lot of the conversation pieces are done. There may be some times that after we finish shooting on the other maps that we may need to go back in with smaller sessions and tweak things here and there. The same thing applies for the rest of the maps, but so far it's been quite the feat that we've been able to accomplish with Odyssey, and probably like one that we haven't been able to talk about in a podcast. I'm not too sure if we talked about it in Big Chillin' Season 2, Episode 1, was how throughout pretty much the whole summer, we had full lobbies of 16 people
Back to back.
or back to back, literally twice a week for 3 months straight, which I mean was considered to be unheard of within like today's community sphere, and getting machinimas made. And even some of the most notable machinimas out there right now, like Crash, for example, the guy does all the body acting himself. He doesn't have people do it for him. So right now, like we within this server, and then of course like the guys from the server do help out in Darkness Kirby 2's machinima. Between us, like we've been hosting some of the largest sessions consistently for quite a long time, and it's been really good. I mean, yes, it can be kind of tiring mentally,
Repetitive.
just because we're repetitive. But I mean, I was last night I was adding in like different sound effects and stuff into the fight that happens on Breakpoint, and like man, that footage looks so freaking good. And I'm not even just saying that because I filmed it. Like, you know, I can watch this work over and over and be very happy with it, you know, which is really cool. And like, I mean, we made this week body acting or body actor appreciation week for a reason, is just because we wanted time to film this Big Chillin', but also for giving them time too to unwind and to, you know, not get burnt out over the project. And I think for all of us to not get burnt out over it. And, you know, hopefully this week will do us some good. But I mean, progress has been fantastic. With even Nate learning new things on the Blender side, it's been quite the journey too. And seeing him evolve as a Blender animator and just somebody that works in Blender has also been really cool to see throughout Odyssey's production. And we've
Who the fuck is cracking a cold one?
Yeah, I want one. but like we've also had to outsource to 2 smaller studios to help us with the model making and animation as well for Odyssey Part 2. And of course, they will be revealed once Part 2 is made and the credits roll. You'll be able to see who these gentlemen are, but they have been very fantastic along the way, giving us all sorts of helpful tips and resources to really help make the project great. And it's been an incredibly large project with a lot of passion through everybody. At least that's what I've been able to see. Like, nobody shows up to a body acting session because they're made to. They show up because they want to be there. At least that's what I would think. And, you know, for the fact that we have so many people that want to be there and want to help the project and want to see it come out, it's it means a lot. It really does. So to all of our body actors out there, I'd like to say thank you guys very, very much for the progress we have made so far. You guys have been doing absolutely amazing work, and the amount of patience and resolve that you all have, and the amount of dedication that you're willing to put into this project is one of the most incredible things ever. And I'll be really happy to show everybody what we've been able to accomplish once we get to that point where Odyssey Part 2 is ready to release. So, I mean, does anybody else want to have any input on the progress of Odyssey, or from like what things have been shown, or
Cass is holding me in the basement.
project?
Please set me free.
Jesus Christ.
I was literally just about to say that. I was about to say, like, I've been held, like, Cass has me in his back closet right now.
I've been
hiding.
helping him.
Yes, Dirk is behind me with the shotgun.
Dirk pretty much just been saying, I've been there.
Yeah.
So, so we're gonna go ahead and just smoothly transition into Odyssey's body act moments.
Yeah, true. I mean, but was there anything that anybody wanted to input on the progress of Odyssey? I know that I'm the guy behind the editing booth making it, but like, any further commentary before we move on?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I love is seeing all the little pieces come together. And I'm not sure how much I'm gonna disclose, but I will say, it does look fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for what you can mention, because we could lay some groundwork, so that way maybe this could help people, is if you want to talk about the progress of Odyssey, we can talk about, I would say, some of the large-scale, like, scenes. We can talk about just the amount of coordination involved. Things that we can't talk about are things like the money shots, so any of the really, really freaking crazy things that we've been able to accomplish, we want to save that. We can't, anything that goes over key points in the story, definitely don't mention that. We want to keep everything under wraps, but if for what you guys have seen about the project and want to speak about it generally, feel free to. So, I mean, if there's anything else, Goopy, I mean, I hope that clarifies things.
Yeah, I would say it is extremely fun, I would say, to have see the scenes come together with the coordination we have and have put forth is really fun. Like, it takes a lot of effort on everyone's behalf to get a scene to look beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And some of the scenes we've put together so far that require everyone to work as a team is really awesome to see.
Oh yeah, like especially I fucking love Zero when he's just standing there, unresponsive.
I will have you know that that was because his kneecaps were broken because he wasn't responding. He actually almost missed the body act session, and we had to punish him for it. I mean, he volunteered for it.
No, hold on. Just for the record, they were taking so long, I fell asleep, deadass. And I was nearly getting roasted for it. I was like, y'all taking so long, I fell asleep in my chair.
We were planning shit, and you decided to go.
Bro, you
Dude,
guys
we
took
fucking
so long.
heard,
That's not my
we
fault.
fucking heard the snoring too. Shit was fucking funny.
Bro, I got comfy because I started getting like just sleepy, bro. Don't blame Eve. Side with me. Come on. You know how it feels to be EP.
I don't even think she was there.
I wasn't paying attention, honestly.
Doesn't matter. She gets so
There
side
is
with me
no
and
one
being
in your
sleepy.
corner.
Oh wait, wait. Getting sleepy? You get sleepy?
Apparently,
Yes, I got sleepy on a
Zero
body act
is trying to
session.
explain why he's been sleeping during body act sessions.
You could sleep.
Maybe don't take so damn long.
No, you can't sleep. He just has been.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like we're talking about, like, yeah, sometimes things were going for like an unnecessarily long amount of time to set up a
That
scene.
was
but-
30 minutes of planning, I think, wasn't it? It felt like
Yeah,
30
I
minutes
mean,
at least.
it was, but
It
like,
was?
The planning.
I don't-
okay, so here's how it goes. The planning takes about like
No,
an
no
hour.
one told me how long you guys were planning. I just thought like
No. Okay, no.
It was 30
Planning
minutes?
it. No, planning it will take about a few minutes. Trying to execute it will take extremely long time.
oh yeah, because, and I was gonna add to that too, Nate, is it's like for the things that we're trying to pull off within Odyssey is essentially the look, right? Was to look at Odyssey, and when somebody would watch it, they would say, wow, this is a great
It's the
freaking video. And like the idea was to make it so good that at times you would forget it was made within a video game. And there are generally times when I'm like editing and when I'm looking over the fight and what we're doing, and I do forget that it is a machinima at the end of the day.
With most movies, you gotta look at it like it's art.
Yeah, that's true. And so the careful planning like does take a while. It can be boring, it can be very tedious and stressful. But at the end of the day, sorry?
That's why I believe Koopy.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like when we are able to sit down on the night of release and watch this, it's gonna be fucking wild. But it's cool. I mean, talking about it, there are some skeptics out there that, of course, have really kind of critiqued very harshly on Part 1 for being a ROTS clone.
Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, look, look, I will bring it up here, and I feel like that it is something that should be addressed, but addressed within a very professional way where it's, I'm not going to whine or complain about it, but I will say that, these people and their critique on it being a ROTS clone, it's a justifiably valid, critique. I mean, because in many ways it does follow the same beats as ROTS in Part 1, right? Of course, they go to Boardwalk, they defend against a few waves of aliens, they move on to Exodus, then they go to Reflection, and then they're told to go to Breakpoint, which is like pretty much exactly, the same beats that, the same maps that ROTS used, and then even some of the things within, like how in Part 1, how Forge was all like, oh, well, like somebody wants to get you guys off reach, blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's a lot of things that make it very similar. And so for the people that do critique it that way, they are, more than welcome to critique it that way. But in terms of Part 2, it's important to know that, like, for anybody going into Odyssey, and especially when Part 2 is released, that you got to view it as you're watching pieces to a whole. And so Part 1, of course, is just exactly what it is, Part 1. Part 2, on the other hand, is, I would say, it's the center piece of Odyssey. It is the defining moment of the story, and it's where a lot of the interesting story points, the plot, the characters, everything, like Odyssey really starts to show its true colors in Part 2. So, I would say to the skeptics out there that you guys are, of course, justified in your belief, and it's not going to be my place to make you change your mind. But when Part 2 comes out, I mean, I don't know if it will, but I have a very firm belief that's going to make some of those people eat their words. And,
people
that's
are
pretty...
also entitled to their own opinions.
Yeah, that's true too. Absolutely. But I mean, the reason why I just say what I said is just because, like, I mean, for those of us that do work on Odyssey, we know where the story is going to end up. We know everything about it. And so there, of course, are a lot of things different from things like ROTS or Dawn of the Titans. And, like, moving on for, like, even what we're doing within the production, there are aspects and ideas and things that we're doing that have never been done in a machinima before. Which is, may sound very bold and very preposterous to some to say, but it's very true. We have found things that haven't been done, we've been implementing them, and we've been making things happen, which is pretty great. But I mean, that's really all I could say about Odyssey's production, and just looking forward to when people get to see, and if it makes some people eat their words, cool. But I mean, I'm not going to brag about it. I never will. But just Part 2. If you know what's coming, then you know what's coming. So, but that's really all I could say about it. I mean, does anybody else have any thing to say about Part 2, or
I have access to the script, and I still forget what happens, so I'll still be pleasantly surprised. Regardless.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but sorry, Goopy. I'll just end off real quick. But not only that, but even the voice actors don't really even know the scope of everything that's going to happen. Like, we've purposely kept things out of the script in terms of the screenplay and what's going on, to where it's going to even be a surprise to even the voice cast. That's all I was going to say. But what were you going to say, Goopy?
One thing people have to keep in mind was it's fine to rate part 1 however you want.
Mhm.
I would say if the rating didn't involve the rods thing, it's fine. If it's it's give it as it's an older machinima. And currently resources have broadened. There's a lot more stuff we can do now. One of the biggest things I would say is what's the word I'm looking for? Not ingenuity, but it's like another word for drive.
Motivation, aspiration.
I think part 2 aspires to be honestly leagues better than part 1. It's gonna continue to be better and better and better. The more I see, the more I witness, even with body acting, it's very pleasant to be a part of.
Awesome.
I will say there is also a very good feeling of setting the sequence going and then ending off of it being a successful shot. It's very good. It's a good feeling to know that it's pulled off well.
Oh yeah, it is. That's very satisfying. Like when we've gotten down and when everybody's like coordination just falls in place perfectly, and the scene just happens. It's fucking wild. I mean, we did this one scene, and I guess we'll move. I guess this officially translates onto the body acting stuff, right? Favorite body acting moments. Yeah. So, like, probably like one of my favorite moments so far within Part 2's production. There's a lot of them. I mean, we've had a lot of fun. I mean, there's been times where we've nearly killed each other too, but there's been a lot of fun. Where I mean, one of the greatest things was when I think the session must have happened at 11 o'clock at night. We had a lobby of like, I think like 15 people or something, and we were doing the shot with a Banshee, and Nate was piloting the Banshee, and Nate had to perform this maneuver that I would call like something on the level of like what Mint Blitz would do, and I'm not going to like go into more detail about it, but like, we were there standing there that night, and I was explaining this scene, and I mean, at least in my head, I kind of had this idea, like this voice in the back of my head going, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. If we could, it'd be fucking wild. But, there was a part of me that was like, is this really going to fucking happen? And so, this is where like that form of directing came in, where it was like, Nate was coordinating with the air crew, I was coordinating with the ground crew, and the idea was to make sure that like the ground crew had to be at this specific point while the air crew had to be at this specific time, and then Nate had to perform this maneuver at such and such height, like at this speed. It was super, super involved. And for what I guess myself and maybe a few people thought would have been an impossible maneuver, Nate accomplished. And
your boy whipped out that keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking wild. And like, we essentially not only did it just once, but we did it 3 other separate times to get it down perfectly. And that was crazy. So that was like one of my favorite moments. And the first time we did it, and like the look and astonishment on everybody's face, or you couldn't like see everybody's faces, but like you could hear it. It was surreal. So I mean,
wait, are you talking about the one before the bridge or at the bridge?
I'm talking about I'll just say when you had to do a flip in the air.
Oh, that one. Oh, I didn't do that on keyboard. I still did that on controller, but yeah.
Yeah, that would have to be one of my favorite moments so far. Like, talking about just like sheer coordination and precision and just how it all fell together.
It was the second take we actually got it.
Oh yeah, it was wild, man.
And everyone was flipping out.
Oh yeah.
Cass had like a mini gasm or some shit.
Oh fuck, dude, no. Gross. But I know what you mean. Like it was true. But I mean, yeah, it was pretty great.
Dude, he had a cast-gasm, bro.
Gas. We're selling as a merch now.
He was like lost. He was lost in time for a good like 5 minutes.
Zero, you just made Cass speechless.
Good.
Okay,
That's
so
what we did.
moving on. What were some other people's favorite moments with the project so far? I mean,
my favorite moment has got to be by far, like this isn't gonna be a part of the film. This is behind the scenes shit. Where the Wraith flew your ass across the map.
well, that was freaking
I
wild.
recorded that well, perfect.
I wasn't recording that, and I fucking asked Derp, Eve, I asked everyone, record that shit, send it to me. And
That was amazing.
and seeing that shit from all angles, yo ass went from with us to the other side of the fucking
Dude, but
map.
the weird part was I lived.
You-
I didn't die from fall damage. That
And
was the weirdest thing.
and check it from Eve's clip. Eve tried to snipe your ass like a fucking duck hunt.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck, Eve?
I could not help it. It was my instinct. It was instinct.
You're just like, ooh, hey, look, it's you know those clay bird-
pigeon.
clay pigeon. I was
did
literally
well in
a
that.
clay pigeon, and Eve was like, oh hey.
You became the biggest clay pigeon by being elite.
To get cast down to Trinity.
I don't think I feel like I hit you, but I don't think I actually hit you.
No, you
Yeah, I
missed. You missed.
Oh wait, no, she did miss. Okay.
I did miss. But it looked like, in my point of view, it did look like I hit you, but it
Like-
at all did
I
not.
missed,
Like-
and I shot again,
like-
then I missed again.
Like most of the moments I gotta be by far like when the Wraith just spawns in on the destroyed Wraith and it goes up. And then I'm telling everyone, yo, everyone watch out, Wraith incoming. And everyone's just like, huh? And then one guy gets fucking killed by it. And everyone's like, oh my fucking god. I'm like, dude, I've been trying to
All I'm
warn
trying to
y'all.
say,
I think
I
wonder
heard
what
that and I was like, watch out for the Wraith. What does that? And I think there's been several posts on that about it. I know it's an incident we don't talk about. You can remove it if you need to, but
Talk about,
Wraith
talk about the Wraith incident.
Yeah, I made the fucking meme. I made the picture.
you know,
how was
that's
it?
me getting flung into the atmosphere.
Yeah, like freaking, we've all succumbed to the Wraith
Like
at one point.
Like we like it first started from we don't talk about the shotgun incident to immediately we don't talk about the Wraith incident. And then all of a sudden it's all about we don't talk about the blank incident.
But yeah, it sounded like Eve wanted to say something. What's up?
Oh no, I was just trying to because I think I have majority of those clips. Because I just had a really good point of view with all.
Oh
those.
yeah. Dude, I'll
Yeah.
tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you guys one funny moment that I thought was, remember like when Apropath used to have like 3 accounts that he would hop on with, and how one of the accounts just lost control and wound up like ramming a Wraith.
Oh
into,
my
like, people?
god.
I think
I lost control.
You and a few others was like, Abra, what the fuck? What are you doing? And he's like, oh shit.
he's like, oh shit. Dude, that was so funny. Dude, bro lost control of his controller, and like that.
I think at that moment,
account ran through
I think
like
it-
3 people.
I think at that moment he was trying to control a character, and then one of the controllers like either hit something that caused the Wraith to boost, and then like it
Yeah,
just
that's what it
just fucking did.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got a strike in a body axe session.
Oh,
The bully meme, like.
yeah, that was
Nice
so great.
cock. Anyways.
No.
Good penis.
I just had a brain fart. Moving on. I think with all those, I just recorded them. Obviously, I think I had music reading, so I'm not. I obviously can only show you guys because it's not really necessarily. It's mostly the audio of my freaking fan or something. But there was an instant when obviously I got crushed like maybe 2-3 times in different sessions. But one that really stuck to me is because the whole time I'm like messing with Goopy, the whole time because when I'm bored, I just look at him and I'm like, man, I just want to shoot this man's brains off. Because, like, that's just how I am. Especially since Scooby was staring into my soul half the time. That's when I was walking over. When I was walking over to him, one of you guys were telling me about the Wraith, like, Wraith, like, it's not gonna hit me, and it just clipped me. They like clipped me, and I died right in front of Goopy. And
I was on the left side of you, just watching that shit come down, splatting you like a pancake. And also, during that same area, I don't know who played as the character. I think it was either Derp or Kyrex, but one of them had a malicious look to kill me first. And I'm over here with the mouse shaking, saying, like, just shaking my head no, and he just immediately shaking his head yes. And then
that sounds like, fuck. I mean, that sounds like something Derp would do, but it also sounds like something Kyrex would do.
And we kept going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, I just immediately look to my right, looking dead ass at the Eve. Eve looks at me, and then whoever plays that character looks at Eve, then looks at me, and then immediately looks at Eve, and then just locks in at Eve.
Oh yeah.
And then I knew at that moment I have negotiated my death sentence.
But dude, talking about like body acting so far, like I mean, this not only needs to pertain to Odyssey body acting, but just body acting in general for like this summer and in the fall. I would say the funniest shit ever too was when I was like body acting with Darkness Kirby 2, and I was in lobbies with Derp, and like we were doing this one scene where we're in this like hallway, and somebody just like shot me like with like a little spray of like the assault rifle, and like I look behind me and I can't find out who it is, and then I'm staying there again and then next thing you know, like it's a one DMR shot destroys my shields. I'm looking back confused as fuck as to who it was, and then I look forward and then it happens again, and I turn around and I kind of figured it out. It was Derp. And then since that day, we'll always just kind of shoot at each other lightly and not kill each other. Just lightly shoot each other.
That's how friendships are made.
Yeah, and it's the funniest fucking shit. Like we're fucking giggling, like while like, you know, Kirby's just trying to do his shit, and I feel so bad for him sometimes because, like, you know, he's there, he's doing his thing, and he's such a nice guy.
He often helps us.
Derp, but then there's Derp and I being two complete like stooges.
Like you two just shared brain cells at that moment.
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
I was giggling so much during that too. I would mute my mic and then I would just cackle to myself, and then I'd be
yeah, and then like it still continues to this day. Like I'll just graze you with the freaking DMR, and then there was this one time where you fucking killed me.
Yeah, I full on killed your ass.
And then we just both broke out laughing, and everybody's confused as to what the fuck happened.
You're on crack, I'm gonna be honest.
I gotta say, my favorite body acting moment that's happened, it happened recently. It was when we were doing the final breakpoint scenes, and me, Cast, and Travis were in Covenant vehicles, and I think Travis is up front. Cast is up front.
Yeah,
and Travis is behind him. And then I'm coming up the rear. Have no fear, I will cover the rear. And it goes Wraith, Ghost, and then Wraith. And then so we're boosting past the first bridge that leads to the helipad, and because we're resetting for the shot, and the first Wraith boosts forward and gets caught on the railing, and it's trying, because, you know, the inertia of the Wraith, it's heavy as fuck, so, you know, it's gotta take time to pull back. And then the Ghost kind of bumps him in the butt, and it's like, okay, and then here comes me, and I boost into the back of the vehicles and send all three of us into the chasm.
Oh my god.
We couldn't die, so we were stuck down there.
Oh, and I had to come in, save all three of your bitch asses.
You had to chuck banshees down there as like a rope to get us out of there, which you did get us out of there, but
it was pretty wild.
What was good too is that we were all like, we were kind of fed up with like the shot, and like we wanted to do it. We really needed that laugh. Like
Oh, yeah.
we just started dying, but
Like,
we
it was
really
so
needed
weird.
it.
Like in my point of
That's
view,
true. That was a very therapeutic fuck up.
like in my
really was.
point of view, I was in a spot where I didn't need to move or look around, so I just placed my controller down to start and muted my mic, scroll through Instagram. Then all of a sudden, I hear 3 grown men laughing. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, guys, what the fuck did you do? And they're like, yo, you need to come fucking save us, man. We fucked up. Like, how the fuck did y'all fuck up? We're down here, man. Down here where?
We're in the crevasse.
We're in the fucking ditch, man. Oh, you son of a bitch. Now I gotta come rescue y'all asses.
That was great. That was a fantastic. That was
Carvas?
a
Is that what you guys
fantastic
called
moment.
it? The Carvas?
I call it a ditch.
Crevasse. I called it the crack of the earth, but you know.
We're not on
Yeah.
Earth, we're on Reach.
I know. Shut up.
Yeah.
Your mama's crack. Oh.
But that shit was so freaking funny. Oh my
No,
god.
It was just like, okay, right, first Wraith saved it, then the ghost comes in, bumps, and then there's me who boosts into the two of them and knocks everybody in.
I think one more favorite of mine is when we were doing that one shot where it was just me and another character, and I was holding the minigun, and everyone was surrounding us, and I'm just standing there with a minigun laughing like a fucking.
Oh, yeah,
like,
dude.
I was
you
laughing
went Joker
so.
on everyone.
I was laughing so villainously to the point where Cass was like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm raising a psychopath." And I'm just like, I'm ready to do some shit. Let's get this shit rolling.
Yeah, that's when we were trying to make this huge explosion. I remember that. That was fun. And then,
Oh, yeah.
I think Derp was also there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I don't know if people was like, something bad is about to happen. I'm like, oh yeah, something bad is about to happen. I'm gonna cause it.
oh yeah. It's been just a crazy fucking road, and hopefully next week when we get back to it, that we're gonna be able to hit the ground running, and we're gonna be able to continue, keeping that momentum going throughout the rest of the year. It's like on that note, like, we've been working really, really hard on Odyssey Part 2, and have been, I guess, trying to reach a deadline for it. Now, the reason why, I guess, when people have always asked me, and I'll address it here, like when people ask me, well, when is Part 2 coming out? Well, I will never give a deadline until we are super close to completing the film in its entirety. And the biggest reason why I do this is because back when I was like, when I was like 18, 19 years old, and when I was really getting into Odyssey, I was always making trailers for it, like coming soon.
I have
Or
a similar experience.
Yeah,
Oh my fucking
exactly.
god.
It's going to be coming out in 2016, guys, and then 2016 comes and goes, and it's nowhere to be found. And
It's
I
all,
don't want to sell people short. That's
it's-
really what it comes down to.
It's always when you think you're making good production, you make all these trailers, showing these clips, showing making these audience hear the voices to get them into the setting, and then all of a sudden, it never comes out. And then I'm gonna say this from my experience, I don't know about you guys, but some of the people are like, hey yo, where's the operation, man? Is it coming out? I'm like, I haven't worked on it, okay? Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, it's like last thing. That's the reason why is I don't ever want anything to, like, wind up in production hell because we're too busy hyping the project to work on the actual project. So
one thing we're gonna confirm about Odyssey is we're gonna be releasing a trailer as soon as we feel the project is finalized. Like, doesn't need any more clips, doesn't need any more edits. Once it's actually done and ready to go, we're making a trailer. We're giving a release date. We're gonna be hyping it up for y'all to enjoy. And
I feel like, sorry, you go ahead.
And we will be ready to give y'all something that will be worth the wait.
Absolutely, and I agree 1,000,000,000%. Moving, I guess, forward from that too is, and from what we were talking about before, we got a good handful of creatives here that are in the team. Guys that are like making Machinima, are wanting to make machinima or wanting to do shorts for the YouTube channel. And so I think what I'd like to discuss, not only with the team, but also with our audience, is we need to expand our server's reach, and we need to have more people come into the server to help with these projects, because we do have a very dedicated and proud group of body actors that do help regularly. But one of the things that comes down to is their time is precious to them, but also I value their time as human beings, and they're taking a lot of time out of their days to help with this. And with that said, I don't want burnout to get to people with the production crew or body acting or whatever, right? So for anybody out there listening, if each person that listens to this podcast or is in the server can recommend to join the HCM server to help body acting, just refer 3 people, and that's not a lot of people. Everybody knows 3 friends, and everybody probably knows 3 friends that play Halo, and then those, whatever, right? If we can get, at least, each person from within our server and from our listeners, to either join the server or to get their friends to join the server to help, not only will we be able to work on Odyssey faster, but we'll also be able to work on other projects at the same time, such as Nate's Outbreak, or if Goopy wants to work on any Machinima for HCM, then there are body actors, or even if you wanted to have body actors for help in his own Machinimas, like Codename Nemesis and stuff, he would be able to have people readily available to help him. And then same goes for Zero with his project too, which I guess talking about it within the podcast is, Zero, I think it would be a good time for you to really commit to working on 2, and to even start hosting some small sessions, even if it's with just team members, to create a trailer or to create a mini episode, just something to do, and to build your project. I think that we're in a very good place to do that kind of stuff.
Instead of just telling Zero to start working on a project, let's ask him, Zero, is there anything you need to help?
That's true. Very good point.
Is there anything you need help with the project?
Besides voice actors, which I'm not accompanied into that situation, you guys are most likely, or you guys are most more out of me. I've never, well, not never, but I've talked to some voice actors, but I haven't really asked them to work on anything. But as in that's one thing I do need help in. I would really appreciate that assistance in navigating my way through talking to voice actors.
So there are some great ways to get voice actors. Number one being casting calls to, make an advert for people who wants to voice act these characters. And then secondly, with number 1, number 2, you advertise the casting call throughout the servers you're in. Primarily High Council Media or any other service that is, you feel like
that we're on good terms with and stuff.
Yeah. So make a casting call, advertise the casting call, and then check the casting call to see if anyone who auditioned fits the character. And if you know people who you believe would fit the character, don't be afraid to contact them. And if they refuse, just move on to the next one.
Yeah, it's true. I would actually like to, I guess, because the podcast has been going for a little bit of time, but talking about voice actors is, it's very important to know that and this not only applies to you, Zero, but this applies to anybody that wants to get voice actors for their projects, is if these voice actors are, at least in my opinion, okay, so this is my opinion, and it's not the word of God. You could either accept and and agree, or we can agree to disagree. But one of the things about voice actors for Machinima is they're voice actors for a Machinima. There's been plenty of cases where you'll come across certain people within the community that will want to get paid for their voice work, and I understand, they're taking time out of their day, they're talented people, and they want to bring, and of course, we need these people to bring projects to life, but at the same time, it's important, I guess, I think for some voice actors to understand, listen guys, look, you may have voiced in a few kind of comic dubs on YouTube. That's fine. You can make money off of there. There are plenty of ways that you can make money as a voice actor, but Machinima is, I guess, kind of a gray area in terms of getting paid for voice work, just simply because, like most, if not all, I would say 90% or 95% of Machinima content creators do not make money off of the things that they produce. So when you're asking for money from content creators that aren't making anything, it's coming out of their expense, and it's a very one-sided process. And so for anybody that's getting started in the world of Machinima and needs people to voice, go to people that will be happy to help for free, because these are the people that drive this community forward and are passionate enough to offer their assistance for no cost, with the only thing that they're happy about is receiving credit for. And luckily enough, with Odyssey, we do work with people like that, and I'm super, super grateful for every single one of them. But like moving forward with just going back to it,
actually, I got one more thing to add on to this.
Yeah, go for it.
This is not just for voice actors, but this is like Machinima entirely. Always be there for the production. Cass has experienced this. I have also experienced this. But when you have people on the production team, voice actor, body actor, like any role that helps produce the project, you got to be there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You don't got to be there every single day, every single hour. You just got to at least attend there and help produce. Cass has experience where a voice actor has never did their lines until a few months later. I've had experienced a similar thing, and I bet most of the viewers who's watching this has experienced, or I think y'all try to make Machinimas have experienced people not bringing their stuff by the deadline.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, life does get in the way sometimes, and when working on free projects, of course, there's a bit of leniency that needs to be offered, but
just don't take forever.
Yeah, putting your best foot forward is always a great way to go about it. And I think before we end off tonight, I want to take this time to address an issue. I don't think this was not on the criteria for tonight, but I feel like that it would be an important thing to bring up. I'm not going to mention this person by name. I'm not going to do that, and this isn't anything hostile and is nothing to upset the person or to single them out, which is why I don't mention their name. But we had a very important member of the Odyssey team, I would consider him. Essentially did a lot of sound work for the project, and I wanted this to be known in a video, just simply because if he does watch this, I want him to know. Is that, the story behind this individual was he helped out with some audio cleanup for the Odyssey project. He also did the voice filters for Mari, which is one of the characters that will be revealed within Odyssey Part 2. And also, yeah, well, I mean, it's not really a spoiler. She's all over even the art to Part 1 for the thumbnail. But anyways, so one of the things is he provided voice filters to specific characters, stuff like that, to really kind of bring the project to life. And he did a fantastic job. But then after that, we lost contact with him, and I had brief conversation through email with him after his hiatus, and where essentially he expressed that he couldn't access his Discord, and how he couldn't read anybody's names, he couldn't look at profile pictures. There was something wrong, which I did a little bit of research. That has to do with his mobile data or whatever. So, he could have connected to Wi-Fi, maybe it would have been totally fine. But, since this incident, it's nearly been 8 months or longer that he hasn't been, in contact or decided to come back. And I've even seen that him be online and play Minecraft on Xbox, or Minecraft for Windows, where he's gotten achievements recently, sent him messages over Xbox, no reply. And so I kind of have a strong hunch that he decided that maybe the work was too much for him, and just wound up silently quitting. And this guy did a lot of work for not just myself, but like a handful of other people in the community, which is maybe why he did this. Now, if he is listening, I want him to know that this, number one, was a very wrong thing to do. If you felt overwhelmed or didn't want to do the work, you should have just said something. And this really does hold back not only my work, but also held back the work of other people, because now we're going to have to try recovering what was lost. And now within Odyssey Part 3, we're going to some of our characters may sound a little different, because in Part 2, the guy that designed those filters isn't around anymore. So this even puts dents in what happens to projects moving forward, and could even involve certain recasts, because this same individual also voiced some characters within Odyssey Part 2. So, talking about what Nate was saying, sticking through projects and sticking through to them to the very end is very important. It's like, we never pressured this person. He was never pressured by anybody, and he just decided to just dip.
He gone dark.
That's it. Yeah, that's extremely impolite to all of these dedicated people willing to help out.
Not just High Council Media, but many other communities who is trying to make their own creation.
Yeah, trying to make a name for themselves and their work. And this was extremely inconsiderate, and this was wrong, and this was very rude. And I would say, if he were to come back, and if he is watching this, if he does come back, we're gonna have a talk. And I'm not even gonna say that it's gonna be a mean talk. It's not gonna be anything hostile. But all I would say is, come on, man. Where have you been? We've needed you. And even if you don't want to work on this stuff anymore, give the directors the info that you used, like what settings for what filters, how many decibels were you using. Give us the details so we could pick up from where you left off. So at least we could carry on, but just leaving like that is just a horrible way to, have people remember you by. And hopefully, I hope that, things that, you could be redeemed. That's pretty much all I'll say about this guy. So, that does it. That's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, and just one more thing for my project too. I have been writing stuff. I have the script done. I've been working on it with friends just to make sure I get the spelling and everything right. I've been working on that with them. I want to go over it a second time, make sure it's completely all good. But about shorts, now that you mention it, I have had a couple sticky note ideas about those. And I do think it is time to do some shorts, because I do want to gradually invite people into this world.
People are going to call us hypocrites for shitting on shorts, and then we're going to make some shorts.
Well, I mean...
No, not like shorts like that. I mean like short videos. You know what I mean?
Like a short film.
4 minutes. Yeah, short films, yeah. Short films to introduce people into this world, the Free Wings world, and, understand that, the two sides that are at play. Not everything is black and white. There's always going to be two different sides. Eventually that scale does tip from either or side. It really, I want to show that off. The more and more I keep writing about this stuff, the more and more I'm like, I want to show this off. But I'm just like, I'm not sure how, I'm not sure when. Because the current situation I'm in, it's not exactly easy. I mean, I have so much time off, but it doesn't really feel like it,
You are limited by the equipment you have.
Yeah, plus, not only that, I can edit. I'm not exactly at full capacity to edit, though, right now. I am, really hindered by what I have right now. Since I had to move from iPhone to Android, I can't use the original one I had, so I have to use what I got. And right now, Film Cut Pro, or not Film Cut Pro, the one that they use for TikTok is really just ass. It's good and all for TikTok, but when you use it for other stuff, it lags hard. A lot of my videos I've been wanting to work on for this past year, for a while, I've just been cut down to being put in the vault,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff I do want to work on, and I do want to work on those shorts. Maybe tonight after this, I'm gonna start writing them, because I do have the ideas. I have the sticky notes there. I can go off of what I have. They're possibly gonna be like 3 to 4 minutes maybe, and I want to see what I can do. But editing wise, I'm out of that league right now until I'm able to get an iPhone again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
I mean,
I'm gonna have to like rely on you guys, I guess, for now. At least until the time comes where everything gets better on my end, and I'm able to help myself.
I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. Cass relies on me for Blender.
yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
all help each other out. We're a team after all. It's what we do.
Yeah, so I just don't want to don't want to feel like that burden that, you know, like, oh, well, we have to work on this alongside Zero's project because he can't edit. You know, I know you guys don't think like that, but that's the way I'm thinking.
Well,
I don't want to be like that, you know?
You're in a team group. It's going to be a team effort, regardless how you think. Oh, I'm probably using them too much. They probably think that I can't do it myself. It's never gonna be like that, because when people try to do things just for themselves, like let's take this for example. I decided to make Outbreak without using high counts of media, for example, like the resources. Like, I'm pretty much just trying to make a project dedicated to my own resources and equipment, which it's not going to go well. But if I get some resources from high counts of media, since I'm part of the team, then it'll make production goes faster. And
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, like, of course, like, my projects are already high counts of media property. I've willingly brought my projects into high counts of media's trademark, if I'm gonna call it that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
console trademark.
High counts of media trademark.
Proper term. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So at the end of the day, we're here to help each other, and I mean, you know, that's the most important thing, and that's what separates us from other communities and other servers. Is, I mean, like, hell, we're one of the few servers that allows people to self-promote and to show off their Discord servers, their YouTube channels, their streaming platforms, you know, and
Everyone could
like,
come in, and, you know, y'all need body actors, feel free. Y'all need voice actors, feel free. And hey,
that's true.
we'll be there.
Yeah, as long as you're not a shitty person or you're a bot and
Or,
you know,
trying to exploit our resources.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as long as you're
Trying to spread fake lies about us.
Yeah. I mean, as long as like you're a decent human being, willing to, you know, give it your best and to be respectful and to come with your best foot forward, and you know, and have everybody help each other, which is what we're about.
But don't be like me when I'm an asshole to everyone, but I'm only an asshole to friends. Like, I'm always a dick to Cash, but I still like the guy. He's my friend, so.
Hell yeah, bro.
Like if I don't at least be an asshole to him, like he's my friend. If I don't be an asshole to him, then what kind of friendship am I having?
That's true.
You got a spice of meatball.
So
yeah, you can take this.
Spicy meatballs.
I think on that note, we'll conclude this episode of Big Chillin' for tonight. And
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
can I add one more thing about
Go
the short
ahead.
ideas?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, go.
I don't mean to make this any longer. Just
Go ahead, go ahead.
I do want to share it because there is one I do want to like announce. Okay.
Let's hear it.
If I'm gonna be doing, since I'm gonna be doing shorts, and I have officially like, yes, I'm going to do it. The first one that's gonna be coming out, is called Hesitation,
Okay.
and I just want people to know that the story is gonna be just. I'm gonna try my best. This is my first time writing stuff like this. This is my first time presenting this universe. You know, besides the 2 trailer, which I really need to make another one now. But you know, all I gotta say is 2 sides of the coin are never the same. You know.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it.
So Zero. So you'll be going at this for the first time. So pretty much
Yeah.
the only thing I'm gonna say, and you should inherit this. Do a lot of showing. I just hit my mic. Do a lot of showing than telling. Cause
Yeah, that's true. Show rather than tell.
I made that mistake. I'll admit it. I made that mistake a lot.
Yeah, well, that's true. A lot of people in the Machinima community make the mistake of telling rather than showing, and there's a reason why a lot of these Machinimas barely break the 1,000 view barrier, is because of that one factor alone.
You tell them the whole plot before it ever been public.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, good thing I just said, like, you know, it's called hesitation, and two sides of the coins are never the same, you know?
I'm not
Hey,
saying
guys.
I'm not saying to be
Guys,
like, oh,
you
you're
drowned
telling
out.
too much. I'm just telling
Guys,
you.
we drowned out Eve.
Oh,
Okay.
no. I was just saying like that goes with everything. That doesn't just go with films or like that goes with everything. Like work, cars, art. Like literally, like oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna make it look like this. Oh, it goes with everything.
Show, don't tell. Yeah, no, that works. Yeah.
Like that's why I've been posting a lot of Blender arts because I don't tell what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna show you straight up what I've just done.
That's true. Being a group of doers. That's what we're about here.
I know, like obviously, if you want something like you want an imagination, obviously you can talk about it. And as you're doing it, that's like a different story. Like as you're doing something, you can talk about it as well. What you want to do as you're doing the project.
There
is,
there is a difference between explaining the plot to the team to help produce it than telling the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Explaining it, you're pretty much just setting down the core so you can do it. Telling it is just pretty much you're just telling it. It's like reading a book.
Yeah, that's what I did with Goopy's art. Like, I think I literally spent a day with him as I was like, hey, Dan, like, what do I need to do, right? And then I asked him, and I was like, okay. And I basically got, like, just the bare minimum of what he wanted, and, like, I'm gonna do it right now. And then I did it, and I did it within, like, less than 6 hours. And then I literally, after that day or so, or within a couple hours, I just had to go, like all the way to Virginia. And, you know, like, I was like, right now, we're doing it right now. And I spent that time doing it. I say 6 hours because I don't really know how long it took me. It could be even 3, it could even be like almost 4, but I say 6. It's like,
when you have fun doing it, you can't tell the time.
oh yeah, like I just did it. You can ask Goopy how long it took because I think I messaged him from that point to this point. I'd say 3 or 6. Like really, I didn't really like count. But all in all, like that's what I did. I usually ask what people want, and I'm like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then I'll do it, and I'll tell them how long it'll take, and that's pretty much it. So that goes with everything.
All right, so I guess at this point we're gonna actually before we conclude it, does anyone have any final statements of anything?
Goopy smells.
Oh, yeah, actually,
He smells.
I realized
He smells.
the best part about being a part of HCM really is just for our whole team. I realized the point is I mean, I can edit now. Me and Zero could actually collaborate on that, and we can write some stuff. We can talk about it. We can just make shorts.
If you two agree on that, then go for it.
Hell yeah.
Which I could do right now.
Right this very second, Zero.
Yeah, you two gotta go. Y'all gotta go work on this shit now.
Get out right now. Get out of this thing right now.
Okay, we're all like inside yelling. We don't want to wake anyone
But
up.
actually, before we conclude, Derp, you have been silent most of the time. Is there anything you want to have a final statement of?
No, you guys have said pretty much most of everything.
All right, so we're all good.
Are we good?
Looks like it.
Are we expressing each other's feelings right now?
Podcast is like a therapy session.
You're right.
So we're gonna go ahead and conclude the podcast of Big Chillin'. So if you guys have enjoyed this podcast, leave a like. Let us know in the comment section on what you guys want to talk about, or anything at all. And yeah.
There's only one when we gotta end it now.
Don't do it.
I'm
Please.
hungry.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching another episode of
Big
Chillin'.
We'll see y'all next time.